In chapter 112 verse 1 in the Quran, it says that Allah is Ahad. What is the correct translation of this verse? How do we properly understand it? Most English translations will render this as Allah is one. In this video, I'm going to show a number of clips. One of them is from our brother Christian Prince. Another is from a brother who only has content in Arabic, but I will be providing translation for what he says. Another is from a Muslim scholar, Nouman Ali Khan. And then we have one from a special guest, Yahya. That's right, Yahya from Speaker's Corner. To give sort of the foundation of this video, to get us started, I'm sure many of you have heard this from Christian Prince before. What does Ahad mean? He often gets Muslims calling him up, or he's responding to Muslims, and he tells them what the true meaning of Ahad is in Arabic.
Where in the Quran it says Allah is one?
But
the word Ahad does not mean one, my friend. Who taught you Arabic? Did you know Arabic? وَمَا يُعَلِّمَانِ مِنْ أَحَدٍ. What the word Ahad here mean? Exactly the same word. No, it does not mean one, my friend. It does not mean one. Let us see a translation. Your Muslim translation, chapter 2, verse 102. It says one of.
As you can see, Christian Prince lets us know that Ahad does not mean one, but instead means one of. Here's another clip from our brother who speaks in Arabic, and there'll be a translation in the text to follow along.
قل هو الله أحد. أحد هذه يعني جزء من الكل. واحد من وليس واحد. بدليل أن القرآن استخدم قال فإلهنا وإلهكم واحد. هنا استخدم كلمة واحد الذي لا ثاني له في اللغة وفي المصطلح وفي العرف، معناه لا ثاني له، هو الوحيد. هنا صحيح. أما أحد من ناحية اللغة واللسان العربي يعني جزء من الكل.
Once again, like Christian Prince said, this brother says that the word Ahad does not mean wahid. It doesn't mean one, but instead it means one of. Ahad refers to a part within the whole, a part within the whole. This means that when the verse says Allah is Ahad, it's saying that He's one of something in a larger category or group of things. What is Allah one of? Now we have a clip from a Muslim scholar, Nouman Ali Khan, who provides us with an amazing admission that not only does the word Ahad mean one of in the genitive construct, and when it's used negatively, it means no one or not anyone. Here's a clip. He begins by translating the verse for us.
He is Ahad. There were two sentences fused into one. When you have two khabar, that's what happens linguistically. Two sentences are fused into one. And the way we would translate them is, He is Allah, comma, one. And I actually, one is really not a good translation of Ahad. The first thing we need to know is the difference between Wahid and Ahad. Wahid and Ahad. The word Ahad is, the word Wahid, you know, Wahid ithnain thalath, this is what? One. Wahid means one. So how come Allah doesn't say قُلْ هُوَ اللَّهُ Wahid? Ahad is used negatively only. It's not used in a positive sense. It's only used not anyone at all. وَلَا يُشْرِكْ بِعِبَادَةِ رَبِّهِ أَحَدًا. Let no one at all commit shirk with Allah. Not no one at all. So that Ahad is an absolute negation. That's where Ahad is used. It's not used in a positive. When you want to speak in the positive, you use Wahid. When you want to speak in the negative, you use Ahad. Especially the exclusive, the absolute kind of negative. That's the first thing. But the thing is, in this surah, Ahad is not being used in the negative, it's being used in the positive. So it's already unique. It's not something that normally happens in Arabic. The only other, so it's Ahad is used in the negative. The second place Ahad is used is in Idafa. Ahadukum. Ayawaddu ahadukum. Right? Would any of you like? أن يأكل لحم أخيه ميتا فكرهتموه in Surah Al-Hujurat. Would any of you like, would any one of you like that they would eat the dead flesh of their dead brother, etc. Right? That ahadukum, when it's one of. Now I'm saying idafa, that's the technical term. The English term is one of. So one of them, one of you, one of the Muslims. Ahadul Muslimin, ahadukum, ahaduhuma. By itself, it's only used in the negative. If you want to use it in the positive, you have to add something else to it. It becomes part of something else. One of, or the first of, etc., etc.
Not only do we get a definition from Numan here,
not anyone at all. One of.
he also states that ahad should not be properly translated as one.
And I actually, one is really not a good translation of ahad.
Confirming exactly what was said earlier by our brother Christian Prince and our other brother. Now he makes another admission that the word ahad, as it is used in chapter 112 verse 1, is the only exception to the rule. It's the only time that the word is used in this way. Of course I disagree with him, but what he's admitting to here is that if the word ahad here is used positively and not in a genitive construct, then it would be the only time it is ever used like that in the entire Quran. What he's about to say here is that the word ahad, every single time it's used in the Quran, it is only ever used to mean one of, or if it's used in a negation, not anyone. Of course, as a Muslim scholar, he tries to argue for the fact that it doesn't mean one of many when it's used with Allah, but him admitting that every other time it's used in the Quran is used in that way or in the negation, it always means one of many or one of many others within a larger category.
The only place in Arabic literature where this word is used in the positive without any further attribution is Surah Al-Ikhlas. That's it. There's nowhere else. Some oversimplify it and say ahad is not used for anyone other than Allah. That's not clear enough. Ahad is used for other than Allah. But the word ahad in the positive, without any idafa in it, in that way linguistically is never ever used for anyone other than Allah.
To conclude, before we go to our final clip with Yahya, the word ahad means one of, and not merely one, not wahid. The verse is saying that Allah is ahad. But what does that mean? It's confusing, it's incomplete, because it never tells us what Allah is one of. What is He one of? One of what? We don't know. Here's Yahya. This is a clip from a previous discussion that I had with him. Let's see if he agrees. Does this verse mean Allah is one, full stop, or that Allah is one of many? I just want to be clear on this point. You agree that it doesn't mean that Allah is one, right? The ayah is not saying that Allah is one. It's saying He's one of many. You agree with that, right?
Yes, I agree.
Okay, so all the Muslims who say Allah is one, they shouldn't go to this verse, this ayah to prove it, right? They should go to another verse.
Okay.
You agree?
Yes.
Thanks for watching the video. God bless you all, and Jesus is Lord.
خلي الصليب عالي 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 دم المسيح غالي غالي غالي